Hello, my name is Tiffany Leonard. For my 8 observations, I went the kindergarten, first and second grade were all observed at Ball Knob. The kindergarten teacher was Miss Williams. The first grade teacher was Miss Gardner, and the second grade teacher, Miss Gwaltney. Third grade was also observed at Ball Knob, and the teacher was Miss Davis. Fourth grade, I observed at Southwest Middle School, and the teacher was Miss Maples. Fifth and sixth grade was both at Southwest Middle School, and the fifth grade teacher was Miss Wright, and the sixth grade teacher was Miss Benningfield. For the inclusive site, I observed at Pathfinders in Jacksonville, and the teacher was Miss Hooper. My glow for the kindergarten class at Ball Knob was I really liked the activities that the teacher chose to do for the students. Like first thing in the morning, they did a music video where they participated along with a man that was clapping and doing certain rhythms with his hands and feet, and they tried to do that along with him. And a lot of the students were smiling as they were doing this, and so you could tell they enjoyed it. And it was also fun to watch for me too. My grow for this classroom was there wasn't hardly nothing I would change with what the teacher did because I liked all the lessons she did and how she talked to her students and all that. But the only thing is the classroom was really little, and there wasn't that many students in there, but it was just really little. For first grade, Miss Gardner, my glow for her was I liked how she talked to her students, um, and they understood everything she was teaching them. And I also liked how she tried to keep the students engaged through activities like the colored sand, where they would write the letters that made whatever sound she was making. Uh, I thought that was different and something I never seen. My grow for this class was the only thing I would do differently if I was the teacher would be try to relax just a little bit because she seemed to be a little stressed out. Uh, she said she had recess duty and she was just acting like she was in a big hurry. And even before that, throughout the whole class, she just seemed kind of stressed over something. For second grade, my glow for this class was I liked the activities she did and the way she taught her lessons. I thought the students, they acted out vocabulary words that went along with a book that they were reading. And there was only 5 vocabulary words, but a student got to go up and act it out without talking, and the other students had to guess which word it was. And I thought that was interesting, and that would be fun for students and the teacher as well. My grow for this class, this was probably one of my favorite classes to observe, and so I couldn't find hardly nothing. But the only thing that I could think of would be the vocabulary assignment where they acted stuff out, maybe add a few more words because it only lasted like 2 minutes. And the only other thing was she had a clip chart in her classroom that was up on a tall cabinet. And when a student went to clip up, they had to stand on a chair to clip up because it was too high for them. So something really minor, just move the clip chart down. Miss Davis's third grade class, my glow for her was I liked how she worked with the students and she made sure that they all understood the lesson. My grow would be when I observed it was before lunch and recess, so the students they were getting kind of restless and they looked like they was about to fall asleep. So I would try to choose lessons and activities that were more engaging and exciting. And I'm sure she probably did use some of them things, but uh, I think that she should use them before lunch and recess when the students are looking like they're about to fall asleep. That would be a good time to incorporate them kind of lessons and it'd make the time go by faster as well. Fourth grade with Miss Maples, my glow was I liked how she talked to her students and also her students knew exactly what she expected of them. And also, I liked the rotations she did with the students. And one of the rotations, she worked with 4 or 5 students in her rotation. My grow, I think Miss Maple, she had a reward and punishment system, which I think is a great idea. But the only thing, um, if the students misbehaved, they put a ticket in a basket, and I think there could have been a better uh, system for rewarding behavior or punishing misbehavior than that. Even though I didn't get to talk to the teacher really about how it exactly worked, I think I would use a different thing besides tickets. 5th grade with Miss Wright, my glow for her was, like a lot of the other teachers, is she had lots of engaging and interesting activities that went along with the lesson. And I liked how the students were reading the book and she let them do a Google slide of the character traits, which is what they talked about in class. And I thought that was a good activity that they'd enjoy. And it also, they worked quietly pretty much by themselves where she could do other things. So I thought that was good. Also, another thing I really liked is that she used Cub Cash for good behavior, because I think for their age, a clip chart seems a little too babyish, and I thought that was something that was appropriate for their age that they would like and would motivate them to behave. My grow, there wasn't hardly nothing in this classroom that I would change, um, which only being in there an hour don't really give you much time to see everything, but I would rearrange desk or decorate maybe a little differently. There was nothing wrong with how it was. It was neat and clean in there. It just wasn't how I would have had it if it was my classroom. For 6th grade, my glow in Miss Benningfield's class was, I liked how she worked with the students and showed them her work even. She probably explained and worked with the students more than any other teacher. Uh, she even acknowledged the different ways of getting to an answer, and she showed how she would do her problem if she was doing it, and I think the students liked that. My grow is something really minor. Um, she worked on the projector a lot, which was right beside her desk, and so she was sitting down for probably half the time that I was there, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't see myself doing that. In the inclusive side at Pathfinders, my glow for this class, there was lots of glows for this class. I liked how the teachers, they rotated the students and they worked with them one-on-one. And when she worked with them for probably 20 or 30 minutes a piece, because she only worked with 2 students the whole time I was there. And I also liked the activities that they used for these students, like playing with putty and beads, and there was lots of games in there, and you could tell there's lots of activities and things for them to do. So, and also I really liked the patience these teachers had with the students. My grow, once again, something the teachers really had no control over, was the room was little. Although there wasn't hardly no students in there, there was only 5 students at the most in there, and 4 for most of the time. And there was 2 desks, which uh, so really the room was fine, but it just seemed a little. Uh, but so that's all I could think of for that, because the teachers, they were great. There was nothing I could say negative about them. Overall, I enjoy doing all the observations, and I like learning how teachers do things differently and how they interact with students, and also how the students' ages and what they can do and abilities, how that affects the methods and teaching and reward systems that teachers use. These observations, that made me think about how I will teach exceptional children in a general education environment, and how to figure out what ways work best for the exceptional students and the individual students, and then combining that into the classroom as a whole. Uh, so I think the observations are great because they allow you to think about what you would do, and you get to see what other teachers use that you might want to incorporate. And so I think that's a great thing. So I enjoy doing all the observations, and hopefully it won't be too long till I'm teaching.